Okay, y'all take a seat. Because we're going to get busy. Hi, how are you? This is highly unusual. One of my fans, like... Oh my God. Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks, Eddie. So here's the funny thing. All these folks coming up to hug me, all these beautiful women. What you guys don't know about me, before I ever did any of this, I used to sing in several rock bands back in the day, opening for the likes of Molly Hatchet, opening for the Romantics, Wasp, White Lion, Black and Blue, folks like that. I was a screamer, you know, had a real 4.5 octave range, which I attribute to spandex. Yeah. And I'm about to get rock star on you. So the second thing I want you guys to do, how many saw The Matrix? Everybody, right? I want you to raise at the top of your lungs for me, as loud as you can. I did this last year, and I'm going to do it every year. I want you to yell as loud as you can, "We are Neo." Go. We are Neo! Yes! Because you are. And never forget that, okay? Light Star and myself, my beautiful Light Star. Yeah. What we teach is how to teach you to be your own superhero. That's it. You know, time of the gurus are going, it's time to be your own superhero. So, here we are on Earth. I'm going to get real with you guys, okay? I've been here over 5,000 incarnations plus. And I know some people are like, well, you must have been really stupid. Like, you just didn't get it the first time around, you know? No. There's two things I told them. And I'm going to digress for a minute, okay? You guys heard of the 20 and Back program? Corey Good, right? How about those of us who have been in the Millennium and Back program? You feel me? How many? You know you have, right? We've been here a very long time. And I am so honored to be here because this lifetime, we're winning. We're winning, right? All the hard work that you have done for centuries is now coming to fruition. Finally, right? And I am so honored to be in this room with all of you because I know each and every one of you had your part in it. And as I said before, make no mistake, little utopia that you're creating is not for you now. It's for a future stance, not us. We're creating for a future that we may not even see. But I guarantee we'll be the ones in their history books going, her and him and him and him and him. They forged so you could have the life that you have. Make sense? Right? So what are we here to talk about today? The great forgetting. Did any of you remember, or did you forget? I'm kidding. The great forgetting, what is that? What is that, Stanzabero? Well, the great forgetting is what's happened and been a travesty that's happened for centuries to every lifetime. The great forgetting is that where the men and women of renown that did great and majestic things, that built great and majestic things, made a stamp upon this world, never to be forgotten. So here you have the 90s. 2 years ago, I was in Glastonbury for a month and a half. And I'm looking at all these 4,000-year-old buildings and the intricate work. One pillar inside the church must have took like 10 years. I'm not kidding. It was just blew my mind away. And I said to myself, there is no way the architects of today could do that. Why is that? Where did that knowledge go, right? So let me give you an example, right? Can we get these lights? Because I don't know if I'll be able to see the screen here. Newfangled things in here. All right. The Great Forgetting. Okay, here we go. Forests were the first temples of God. In the forests, men grasped their first idea of architecture, right? Y'all recognize these magnificent structures? All Petra, Angkor Wat. You see the intricate spires and towers, the great work that went into that, right? Here we have another, and another, the Potala in Tibet. This is what Machu Picchu looked like when it was very first discovered. Looks a little different today, doesn't it? You see that? All these ancient structures, that's what it looks like today. I don't know about you guys, but I think they got one hell of a cleanup crew. Just saying. I want to hire those guys to do our yard. Look at that. Magnificent. All the men in history who have really done anything with the future have had their eyes fixed on the past. Because I've said it many times, to know who you were is to know who you are. Make sense? Right? Just a few more I want to show you. This is really unique because this is the past and the modern combined. And you can tell the difference. This has stood hundreds, if not thousands of years and still standing. But you see how it's blended? Some is the modern, some is the old. A lot of that happens. I kind of got irritated. You know, I'm honorary family with the Hopi, and I've been to the Arabi, and Grandfather Michael became friends with him and Jack Kiswasis of the Hopi of the Parrot tribe. And he was also keeper of Prophecy Rock. And I was there when it was the village, oldest living village out there, from what I'm told, in the United States, the Arabi, on the Third Mesa. And I went back years later, and I saw how some of the families that came after Grandfather Michael died, they built modern structures and linked them somehow like a bridge, so they have a tunnel go between the old and the new. And I understand some people want to do that, but I think there's just some things you need to leave alone, because your children will want to see them someday. And what they're creating is no longer that, right? So, here we go. Look at the detail. Talk about job security, right? I love this. It looks very elven, and that's me. Okay. How many of my elven are here? Yeah, baby. Okay. So look at this. This is just, it goes on and on and on. Look at the intricate work of all this. How many of our structures today do you see as that? None. Not one. Unless you watch Batman. Okay. Look at that. Incredible. I'm very fond of castles. Okay. Now here's the kicker. This was built in 104 AD, still standing. This recently, a few months back, just collapsed, 2018. I don't know, I think that's very telling. What do you think? Right? So there you have it. There are many things to be shared with the four colors of humanity and our common destiny as one with our mother, the earth. It is a sharing that must be considered with great care by the somebody does a little video. Medicine people who carry the sacred trust. Okay, so let's get to it. Now my point being, in all this, is the great forgetting. Throughout history, throughout time, we've had many structures like this. Many men and women of renown. We've had Plato, Socrates, Monet, list goes on and on and on and on and on. They did great, magnificent feats and built great, magnificent things. Now, at the end of this story, there is good news, okay? But I'm not there yet. Right? So, with the great forgetting, we are watching it in real time happen now. This is why I felt it was so important to come to you all at this particular conference, because I knew all my homies going to be here. Okay? Give you guys an applause. All right. Thank you. So, as we've progressed so many lifetimes, many of us have lived those lifetimes where we saw these great structures. Have you not? Right? Many of you? Don't be lying. Some of you are like, I never was there. Wasn't me. So, knowing that, I want you to know the reason I thought it was so important to talk about this is because it's happening today, right in front of your nose. You remember the whole thing with ISIS? They blew apart ancient structures because it wasn't fitting their narrative that they wanted to create. And that, my friends, is exactly what's happened. Whether it be the Cathars that were decimated, whether it be the pagans that were decimated. You know, you had the churches come in and they started kind of taking over everything. I'm a recovered Catholic, by the way, just saying. Okay. And how many recovered Catholics have here? See? That's such a fun religion. You know? Yeah, it's like where everybody loves somebody, but Jesus is Lord. Okay, it's kind of like that. So, they indoctrinate right off the bat. So we see that in real time that happened with ISIS, where they blew away all these magnificent structures. That really irritated me because that is history for the world. That doesn't belong to you. Like, you have a right to destroy the history of the world. But sadly, it's gone on and on and on. I'll give you another example. Common Core math. Yeah, see? See the reaction? Oh my God, not that. The figures that I figured out in mathematics, I could do in 2.3 seconds. The children today need at least 20 different steps to get to the exact same equation. Why do you think that is? Control. Because they always start at the children. You indoctrinate the children. Every single day, that little prison bus arrives to pick them up. Drops them off at the prison for 8 hours. Teaches them everything they shouldn't even care about. Picks them up. Prison bus comes a certain time, picks them up again. Takes them home. And then they tell you, their kids, don't listen to your parents, just listen to us. We're the one that has all the knowledge. And I know you guys have gone through that, okay? I'm not trying to be all negative, but I am indigo. I didn't come here for freaking kumbaya. Sorry. I came here to wake you up. Not that you're not all awake, because if you weren't, you wouldn't be here, right? So that's what's happening in real time. And we cannot allow that to happen again, because that's exactly what's going on. I'll tell you how delicate, you know, Einstein once said that imagination is the key to everything. There are more things in the universe that we can conceive of, yet though imagine. Because that's the key. Look, when you manifest, what do? You think first and manifest, okay? How many saw The Secret? Remember that? I have a secret of the secret that you don't know. Because I'm Elvin and we're magical. So, anyway. So, oh, what fun. Anyway. So, here's the thing. In The Secret, they teach you, you know, to visualize what you want, visualize that bike, visualize the things like that. Here's the secret I found. We're always asking God, or an omnipotent being, you know, what we want in life. Please, God, you know how many messages, text messages, phone messages, spirit messages that the Creator gets 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year? He must have a like 18-story building of secretaries. I don't know. But my point is that each one of these things that are transpiring in our life right now are in real time. Now, the game's not over yet. You all know that. Nobody said this was going to be easy. Now I'm going to regress and tell you why I've been here over 5,000 incarnations. It wasn't because I'm dumb or stupid or didn't get it or stubborn. I told them, I said, okay. And by the way, they told me this was a vacation. This is not a freaking vacation, okay? Right? Oh, yeah, we just want you to come back, you know, just observe. That's all you got to do, observe. That's it. Sure. So I told them, I said, fine, I'll return to Earth. And I know you guys go, what do you mean return to Earth? Some of you know, some are going to be like, what? But there's, you peeps know, many of you already ascended a long time ago. So stop at the, I have to ascend. You did that a long time ago. You came back here to teach others to do the same. You feel me? Right? That's why you're here. Because I have to ascend. Man, you did that in, you know. How many of you recognize people that you know here, that you've seen? Yeah? You're like, what happened to you? In 1742, you said you're going for wood, and I haven't seen you since. So I told them two things. I said, one, I want to know every aspect of what it is to be human. All the pain, all the suffering, all the joy, all the hardship. I want you to throw it all on me like a Mack truck. Because the only way that you can become that teacher is to have gone through that yourself. Otherwise, you're nothing but ROTC. Some fancy guy in some fancy school that gets in the trenches and has no freaking idea what he's doing. The life expectancy of a ROTC agent in Vietnam was 20 seconds. Woo, so glad to be here. Yeah, 20 seconds. Why? Because they saw it as a problem. And see, I was talking to my brother Rion earlier before I came on, and we were talking about when we, you know, him and I, we have no problem going toe-to-toe with the council. We're like, you're wrong. You're not in the trenches. We are. You're all chilling out and you're drinking your little kebabs and, you know, just observing. And I really love what he said to me. He goes, you know, I told them, you know, it's almost like you guys don't know what you're doing, so you need to be fired because you know nothing about what's happening here. Because we are in the trenches. We're here. We're in it. In it. Do you know how hard it is to get a 9D suit into a 3D suit? Man, that's like trying to jump into Jordache jeans all over again. Right? So I told them, I want to know every aspect of what it is to be human. The last thing that I said to him, and on my watch, nobody gets left behind. Nobody. Dark or light, nobody. Because you know what? Everything comes from the love and light of the Creator, dark or light. Okay? 5 years ago, when I was at the Angels and Aliens conference, see, I don't have a script. I kind of get up and just go. I never know what I'm going to talk about until I get up here. And it's like, oh, there it is, download. Pfft, okay. Yeah. And we're going, right? So that's what happened to me at the conference. And sometimes I'm stepping outside of myself going, you're really going to talk about that? Are you freaking crazy? Do you hear what you're a recovered Catholic. You should know better, you know. And here's what transpired. I talked to the audience and I said, So your father comes to you. He says, son, I need you to do me a favor. He's like, okay, Dad, anything. What do you need? I need you to go to the earth and cause as much chaos and violence and, disruption as you can. You could take some friends with you, but don't tell your brother. Secret. Don't tell your brother. You'll understand later why. Okay, I'll do anything you want, Dad. No problem. So he sent him here. You all knew him as what is called Lucifer. Okay, angel of light. Now, I know that's a bold statement for me to say, but I want you to think about something. Everything comes from the love and light of the Creator. Everything. Does it not? And what exactly did they do? They were a catalyst. Look at the worst thing that's ever happened to you in your life, and now see where you are today. Can you truly say that that was a negative situation? Because look who it made you, who you are today. Right? It was a catalyst. So that chaos initiated movement. Initiated a movement like a wave, like a tidal wave that flooded the entire planet. Because I don't know if you guys remember, okay, welcome to the briefing, okay? When we came here, I want you to understand what a glorious thing it is right now that you're here. Because what we are embarking upon is for the first time in the history of histories, no other universe has done this, we're actually the prototype, yay, right? The prototype that become magnificent things. For the first time in history, we are taking an entire consciousness, an entire species, an entire planet, and raising the vibration up to a completely new vibratory frequency. Do you realize that each of you, with all that awesomeness inside of you, let me explain that. A lot of tinkering going on with this throughout history, our DNA. And what they didn't realize is they're creating the frickin' X-Men. Right? That's exactly what's going on. They're creating the frickin' X-Men. Like Corey Good said last year, many of them steal our art. Could you imagine hanging up on their wall? Earth. Right? Some are taken, literally kidnapped to build architecture for them. Really? Wow. You know why? Excuse my French, because we're badass. That's why. And we are Neo. I'm here to empower you, man. Not wake you up. You're already awoke. I'm just here to give you a brotherly love and push to remind you that you're magnificent. All of you. Say it. I'm magnificent. Go on. Yes, you are. So along with that, again, back to the great forgetting. Do you know that if you take, bumblebee, right? Everybody knows a bumblebee. Scientifically, aerodynamically, it cannot fly. Can't do it. Scientifically, they figured out all the numbers. It cannot fly. Do you know why it can? Because it doesn't know it can't. And the millisecond, this is how delicate the universe is. The millisecond that you introduce to one bee that you can't fly, and you convince them of that, that sucks, I really can't fly? Really? Okay. I thought I could, but all right. It goes through his entire lineage, and no bee will be able to fly ever again. That's how delicate it is. Do you get me? That's why certain powers of being know that have nefarious reasons. They go to the children. But we have a nice little surprise for them. Most of the children today are star children. I was like, I'm sorry, I have none of that. Your school bores me. I don't want to do that. I used to drive my history teacher crazy. But that's not what happened. Well, of course it's in the book. I don't care, it's not what happened. I was there, didn't happen. Okay. You know? I hated science because they're doing it all wrong. 20 years ago, I'm not kidding, 20 years ago, my guys came to me and they gave me a little info. And 20 years ago, I knew how to cure cancer, but I'm not going to be the idiot go, I've got the cure for cancer. You know, what do you think? Shut up, okay? Keep it on the down low, pass some paper or something, you know? Every single person, I got the, you know. Either that or, you know, car coming along. So they told me that when you take the frequency and you find the frequency of the cancer itself and then you flip it in on itself, it will go and dissipate. 20 years ago. And then I just heard it a few weeks ago, and I think it was Facebook, like, scientists now have found that you can take the energy of the blah, 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 blah. Exact same thing that I already saw 20 years ago. So all of us have that knowledge in us. And that's the good news. See, all those things that you think you've lost, all of those memories of the forgotten, of the great forgetting, you haven't. Because you have it inside of you in those little DNA packets, right? Who knows here just how powerful DNA is? Now go beyond that. My beautiful light star discovers something that, I'm not going to say you know, schooled me, because, you know, I went through that forgetting thing. We talk about the chakras all the time, but we never talk about the astral chakras, things that are part of our energetic field, and that's something she reminded me of. And I was like, yes, that's right. Because we are more than, what did Yoda say? That we are not just crude matter. Magnificent you are. Not this crude matter. You tell I like to have fun when I'm up here. I suppose that's the Lyrian in me. We are storytellers, right? How many Lyrians? Where's the love? Where you guys at? All right. You guys tell stories too. Don't lie. I know you do. Your friends are like, oh my God, here she comes. Oh, I got this thing. I'm good. You know. So I get that a lot. I say, oh, Christ. I do like telling some stories, but they're not stories. They're real invalid. See, my elven brethren, they understand about what this planet once was when giants roamed the earth. You think that's just a story? Last year, I was in a what-if scenario because I don't like to infringe upon free will. So I will put the context as what if. See, thereby giving you your free will, right? How many know Devil's Tower? Yeah? What if Devil's Tower is a very, very large tree stump that a very large being cut down? Don't you find it very interesting that hundreds of miles around, there's no other mountain like it? Nothing that even looks like it, and even the material of it is not even indigenous to the area, right? Tree stump. What if? Who knows? What if you're more powerful than you can ever imagine? What if? What if you're not only the dream, but you're the dreamer too? All combined, right? I like saying things that engage your mind. I like things, I throw like little elven bombs that go, and about a week later you'll be going, oh, that's what he meant by that. Because I wanted to soak inside of you, bubble for a while, and just play with your DNA. Ding, 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 awakening, all that. That is the key. What if the ascension is not this, to ascend? What if the ascensions bring around the frequencies into your body and grounded them at such a point that your entire being shifts consciousness and your body of light shifts its vibrational frequency? And becoming ascended is not just to, I'm out of here. I'm out. I'm good. Thanks. Thanks for playing. Right? What if, much like you have, you ever see that game where people hold the ball and they grab onto each other and they're holding the hands and they go do, 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 like that, and it lights up the energy that goes around like that? What if the ascension, each person that becomes that affects another, and then another, and then another? So pretty soon, those that have nefarious reasons for us being here and are not happy that we're here are freaking out because this tidal wave is going because we are awakened. And what I love about all of you is you made the trip here, and how glorious is it that right now, in this lifetime, you're here in this suit. Some of you are not so happy with the suit. No. But you're here, right? You made it. So, yeah. So, is my time? Yes, sir. I have one more song I have to do. Thunderbeat told me I have to do it. Okay. Okay, so I got one more song I'm going to do for you guys, okay? And I'm very excited about this. I wrote it 4 days ago for this event, actually. So I hope you understand the reason I spoke about what I spoke about tonight. The great forgetting is we cannot allow it to happen again. And I told you about the happy ending. The happy ending is you've forgotten nothing. All you got to do is tap in. And you have a world of knowledge there that you can't imagine. It has been my honor to speak to all of you, and I love you all. Thank you. And the song's called Beyond Imagination.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Give it up one more time for Mr. Stands with Bear.